Maybe it's time to let the old ways die. Maybe it's time to let the old ways die. Takes a lot to change, man. Hell, it takes a lot to try.
In a cinema-going landscape where the definition of spectacle is narrowed down to superhero antics, whether they be performed by Avengers, Jedi, or The Rock, A Star Is Born arrives to remind us that something don't gotta be huge to feel huge. There's something in its 2-hour 15 running time that quietly cements it in the tradition of the epic. In his directorial debut, Bradley Cooper is cunning with the camera. He shoots wide across empty theatres and auditoria, awing you with their scale. Teamsters hustle back and forth, sound checks echo. Then, when the gigs start, we are forced into the confines of backstage corridors, the intimacy of silhouetted performers on stage sharing the joy of creation with each other. The scope and scale is set up stark, and then mostly disappears once the film knows we're content for that to be a backdrop for the sort of romantic drama that never really gets to be a huge hit anymore. I mean, the concept doesn't even have the best proven track record. Last time A Star Is Born was filmed, back in 1976, with Barbra Streisand and Chris Christopherson, it was derided for being an overblown vanity project on the part of its stars, marvelling at their ability to fill entire stadiums, creating a fictional rise and fall of two of the biggest stars of the age. It's not even the original. It was a remake of a 1954 film, which itself was a remake of a 1937 David O. Selznick joint. It's a wonder that this hasn't been tarnished by the same brush. It's all been produced, directed, starring, and co-written by the one dude. Oh, and he co-wrote and co-produced most of the songs, and contributed to the score. And it's all about how he's so rugged and charismatic that he is simply irresistible to Lady fucking Gaga. How is this allowed? Did at no point someone tell him to pull the brakes maybe a little? If it would have crashed, it certainly would have been a spectacular wreck. It doesn't, however. It's good. It's real fucking good, primarily because outside of the fantastic music and tremendous chemistry between the leads, the story is told with unselfish, emotional honesty. There's a scene later on when Sam Elliott, eternal, level-headed voice of wisdom that he is, starts to diagnose the story. And as he talks, you realize that he's right. The entire film leading you to believe that one thing is going on, and then subverting the dynamics that the very structure represents in our traditional notions of romance. To lay out the premise somewhat in case you're not familiar, Cooper plays a hard-bitten country rocker whose lifetime in the industry has left him cynical and depressed and addicted to a variety of interesting substances. After a New York gig, finding the bottle in his driver's car empty, he dives into the nearest establishment he can find for a drink. It's a drag club, where he sees Lady Gaga in full Queen regalia perform a rendition of Edith Piaf's La Vie en Rose. There's something to be discussed here about how the queens are used as props throughout the film. Refreshingly, there's no hint of gay panic in Cooper's performance, yet his attraction to Gaga is predicated purely upon the audience's comprehension of her as a cisgender woman. The notion that she could be an object of queer desire, being famously bisexual and a huge LGBT advocate, is handily overlooked. That said, Anthony Ramos plays her best friend and is a wonder and a star and should totally get his own movie at some point. Anyway, after close at the club, the couple spend the night on the town, fall wildly and passionately in love, sing to each other, and he invites her on tour with him.
Tell me something, boy. Aren't you tired trying to fill that void? Or do you need more? Ain't it hard keeping it so hardcore?
Can the power of love fix the wounded man? Will fame change the gutsy, unpolished ingenue? Is celebrity all that it's cracked up to be? The answers probably won't surprise you. The hype comes from the way that it's told. Because after this totally charming introduction, a romance which is keenly felt, an evening more full of occasion than any I have ever spent, and a morning that changes her life forever, the film starts to fracture. Scenes become disjointed, the structure loosens, we drift from event to event like a dream, the narrative embodying the contradictory nature of commercial art. The rocker starts the film already dissociated from his form. He suffers tinnitus that threatens to overwhelm him in the coming years. Not knowing how to cope with this, he's plagued by fears born from the insecure worth of his labour, his declining career leaving him alienated from the work that he must perform to survive. She, on the other hand, is being newly drawn into an industry which is determined to distance her from the outset, in their attempt to create this iconic, mediatized creation, which is the pop star. In recognition of this, we can see more clearly how their relationship is glimpsed directly in relation to their work. We float between recording sessions and tour dates, their coupledom being directly subsumed within an industry designed to extract meaning from them, with promises that the compensation received will be worth it. The film seems to understand the impossibility of this situation. It approaches these characters gently. The addiction we see portrayed is tragic, sure, but there's still beauty to be found in the hungover contact of a morning spent in bed with someone. Likewise, Gaga's refusal to be portrayed in any way as a victim of this man's habit lends a character an aspect that we rarely choose to glimpse within these sorts of narratives. And the songs. The Academy Award for Best Original Song winning single is out now, and I've already got it on hard repeat. They're holding the rest until Friday. Can't wait. It's not really a spoiler to describe the final shot of the film, but you might want to stop watching now just in case. Aye, it's a close-up. Lady Gaga's face, she stares directly into the lens, just announcing her indomitable presence. It might sound stupid to say that she's arrived. It's Lady Gaga. She's been around, and she's been huge. But, oh my God.
We're far from the shallow now.